Gary, transfer window deadline day, and already one more bit of business. Scott Flinders in goal. Tell me about the thinking behind bringing him in.
Well, we've got a pretty young group at the moment, and of course you're always looking for that experienced person, whether it be a goalie or somewhere else, if you have got some young players, and he certainly fits the bill for experience. You know, he's had 300-400 league games, 31. He's been training with us for a week or so. We could see that he's still got his youthful enthusiasm for training. You know, some goalies, when they get over 30, they don't like to have shots against them and in training, or they do their own thing. But Scotty came in and wanted to throw himself about straight away. So that was a good acquisition anyway. Brees obviously is going to be a top goalie eventually, but he's a bit young yet to go with the young team. So we brought Scott in, and Scotty and Flatty will compete for a place.
I was going to ask what happens now to John Flatt, but you've kind of just answered he stays here, and then it's a battle royale for the shirt. Yeah,
any club you go to, there's going to be competition, and the more competition you create sorts out the chaff from the wheat. And I've said that before. Is it the wheat from the chaff? Anyway, one of them two. And what it means is that some people fight and some people don't when there's competition, and you want to find out those ones that don't fight, because they're the ones that will let you down during games, etc. So you need a busy squad competing for places, and I think I'm pretty close to that now.
3 players brought in yesterday from Bristol City: Taylor Moore, Joe Morrell, Freddie Hines. Add in Scott Flinders, and you've got strengthened, all areas of the team now.
Yeah, we have, and another thing that we do, they're all great lads as well. They're all good personalities. It's very important, like the Bristol lads, for instance. If they're not going to get in the 18 regularly at Bristol City, then it's a great opportunity for them here, because they will be in the squad every week. They will be in the 18. They might be in the 11. They might be on the bench and coming on. They might be in the game and coming off. We don't know yet. But they're 3 very, very good potential players for the Championship. But I'm sure will have an effect at our level, even though they're pretty young. So we appreciate Bristol City, because it's not just me and Lee. You know, Lee has to go to his board. I have to go to my board. And as speculation was out there, for a little while with a couple of them, it's been going on for a little while. But we knew the date that we could bring them in, and we just had to keep it to ourselves for as long as we could. We didn't want anyone else coming in at the last minute. I suppose that's where Lee came in. But it's not just them helping us out. We're doing the job for them as well. And if I send them back with them having done well, then I'm sure they'll be near that Bristol City team.
Is that Man United on the phone?
Could be. I'll let you know. If you don't. It's Harry Redknapp.
The 3 Bristol City lads, if they've already been Johnson-ified, does that make them easier to Cheltenhamify?
Yes, it does. That's a great point as well, because it doesn't. We got the same views, ideas, myself and Lee, over the years. We've developed them together, and he's got he has got that strong squad there, but they all know the system and they all know the DNA, as we call it. And these 3 lads, I sat here on their first day, showed them our videos and what we're trying to achieve, and straight away they all felt very comfortable with what they were doing. They've trained now the last couple of days, and all of them have looked like they can play a big part in our season.
Any more, or are you done now?
Don't look like it, does it? I think there'll always be the lastminute.com bits of business. I'm definitely not going to stay here till 12 o'clock waiting for Sanchez to sign for us. I've asked, but you never know. So come 5 or 6 o'clock, that'll be. I'll know that'll be it. And anyway, our salary cap will probably kick in before the deadline of the transfer window.
And you're not expecting any outs, are you?
Well, not at the moment, no. But every call that comes in, I've got to take, of course, just in case. But there might have to be 1 or 2 that end up going out anyway. We can still loan out to conference clubs after the window. So that's always handy, because people always want to play football, and if they're not getting regular games, then they've got to move on where they can get games.
You've got a game this Saturday as well. How much have you had to sort of lean on Russell Milton to do the preparations, or have you been able to be fully involved?
I'm fully involved. Russell's fully involved, because we're both fully involved in both. Tim Hutton as well, Tim Bell, Ian Hutton, obviously, and Russell, Bookie. We all sit round, and we was here till late yesterday. We was here till late the day before. It's just getting that final little bits to the jigsaw that we want to bring in.
And Stevenage flying high in the table, great start for them. But Cheltenham have performed and delivered so far at home.
Certain parts we have, and we started very well against Exeter, and then we faded for whatever reason. Obviously, we've had a good look at that ourselves. But again, we'll have a strong bench. We'll have hopefully a strong starting 11. But I'll be standing there knowing that, and the lads that are playing out there will know that the gaffer will be looking to bring on 2 or 3 players as soon as you can. So I better liven myself up.